Hey guys, time for our technique of the month for January 2013. Got Alan here with me. He's going to help me demonstrate the techniques. One of the most common, one of the very first sweeps that we ever learned is the scissor sweep. Okay, so no matter where you train, California, North Carolina, New York, Florida, scissor sweep is one of the very first sweeps that you ever do. Now what we're going to look at is 4 attacks off of the scissor sweep when the scissor sweep fails, and it's very common. All right, so when I'm in the guard and I'm controlling the sleeve and I'm controlling the collar, okay, we shrimp out, we get into the scissor position. And what he does is he spreads his knees really, really wide, and he widens his base. It makes it really difficult to sweep. So what we're going to do is look at 4 counter movements that we can do when he tries to stop the scissor sweep. Okay, the first 2 rather, are going to be sweeps. The second 2 are going to be submissions. Okay, so the first one, and a lot of you guys are probably already going to be familiar with it, but just for the sake of covering this, we're going to take this foot, we're going to put it on the knee. We're going to kick that knee straight, and we're going to continue with the scissor motion. Okay, so the top leg is still going to drive him over. So sleeve control, collar control, foot goes to the mat, I escape my hips, I bring my right shin into position, my left leg drops, and I'm going to attempt to scissor, but he's sitting too far back. He's sitting on his heels, and his knees are really spread wide. Okay, so it's going to be hard. So I'm going to walk my shoulder back, put the foot on the knee. I'm going to kick that knee straight, take his base out, and still sweep him over. That's option 1. Option 2. Okay, back to the close guard. Sleeve control, collar control. Shrimp out, try to sweep. He avoids this sweep. 9 times out of 10, this hand is usually right here by my hip. A lot of times it's grabbing the belt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give up on this sleeve. I'm going to grab that sleeve here. Okay? The right hand's going to let go. I'm going to sit up. I'm going to arm drag. And I'm going to grab the back. If you grab the patch, that's cool. If you grab the belt, that's cool too. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm up on my elbow right now. I'm going to go back to my shoulder. When I go back to my shoulder, I'm going to pull him up onto me. Okay? Once I bring his weight up on the knee, I have a much easier time sweeping him. Okay? I'm going to sweep him to my backside here, and I come up on the side control. Okay? One more time. Okay, close guard. Collar control, sleeve control, shrimp. He avoids. For whatever reason, I don't go for the first one. I go for the opposite collar, cross sleeve control. As I sit up, I drag, and I grab his belt or his patch. Whatever, anywhere in this position. Alright, I'm up on my elbow. As I lay back, I pull him up onto me, and then I'm going to kick my right leg straight as I bring him up here, coming up, and finishing in 100 kilos, side control position. Alright, now, our last 2 techniques, submissions, off of the failed scissor sweep. Sleeve control, collar control, shrimp, try to scissor, okay? If he blocks, he's too wide, and I want to go for the submission instead. If this hand's in the correct position, is high and tight, I can kick my right leg straight. As I kick my right leg straight, I'm going to straighten back up with him and go back here to a basic cross-collar choke. Finishing here, okay? There's a fold here. I'm just going to grab there, elbow down to make sure I'm under his chin, and I'm going to finish the choke right there. So I'm in scissor sweep position. I give up on this sleeve. I'm going to kick my right leg straight so that I can square back up with him. Hand's going to go to the fold, elbow in, come up to him, and finish the choke there. It's a basic cross-collar finish. Okay, guys? A lot of times when we're here, his hands are busy basing. So that's why you're going to have an easy time coming quick to the collar and finishing the choke there. Alright? It's a basic option, but a lot of people forget about it. Our second option, our last option, second submission, off of a failed scissor sweep, is we're going to kick this right leg straight one more time. As I kick it straight, I'm going to bring the left foot to the hip. I'm going to make sure his hand stays to my chest. I'm going to cut this leg high, and I'm going to go straight to the armbar here. Okay? So one more time. Hand on the collar, hand on the sleeve, shrimp, going for the scissor sweep. He bases, he's sitting back, okay? If his hand isn't already in the center of my chest, I bring it here, foot goes to the hip. That foot on the hip allows me to shrimp. As I start to escape my hip this way, my right leg kicks straight and it cuts up high over his back. Okay? Once I've got a clear shot of his ear, I know I'm in a good angle to be able to transition this leg over the head, and I can finish the basic arm lock right there. Okay? So, all right, guys. So, 4 options off of the failed scissor sweep. Okay, guys. We have the kick the knee out. We have the sweep to the backside. We have the 2 submissions, cross collar choke, and then the basic arm bar.